Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the 2019 School Choice Rally for the state of Montana. And I have got to say, you guys are the diehards. So every year we have like 500 people crammed on the steps, and this year we started getting phone calls yesterday afternoon from schools that said the roads were so bad they weren't going to be able to make it. So I just want to commend you for coming. You guys are the diehards, and we're glad to be here. So we're here today to celebrate school choice. And the question is, what is school choice? It's the chance for every parent and every student to find their perfect educational fit, be that public school, be that private school, or be that homeschool. We are in favor of an education that best fits each individual student, and the 21st century, that's exactly what every student should be able to get. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Good. So today we've got some people that are here to talk to you, and I promised everybody that I would keep it short, and I've asked everybody else to keep it fairly short too. So we're going to try to keep our speeches short so that you kids don't freeze to death standing up there. We appreciate the kids that are here. We appreciate the legislators that are here. We appreciate everything that the state of Montana and the legislature have done to push school choice in recent years, and we look forward to continued success in that area. So the first person that I would like to introduce today is somebody who's been a long friend of mine for a long time, near and dear to my heart. Her name is Leslie Heiner. She works with EdChoice. She is an expert on school choice across the entire United States. Please join me in welcoming Leslie.
Who loves freedom? And what better freedom can there be than the freedom to learn? When you learn, then you find the true joy in life. And that's what school choice is all about. It's for our kids to find that joy of learning. So when they grow up, then they're the ones who are up here speaking to a crowd of people, and they're inside that building behind you as legislators and governor and superintendent of public instruction. The children of today will be leading Montana tomorrow, and there's nothing more important that we could do for them today than to open those doors of opportunity for any kind of opportunity to learn that works for them. That's what this is all about, and that's all this is about. It's the student, it's the children, and their joy and their success. When they're successful, we are all successful. And I'm happy to tell you that today, in 29 states, plus DC, and just this year, Puerto Rico, children have choices in education, and they're exercising those choices in education. And as a result, as we've seen, for example, in Florida, a state Supreme Court recently recognized that with choice, guess what? Kids in Florida are succeeding. They're succeeding at a rate that exceeds any other state in the union. It works. This is why we see in those states with school choice, they are expanding. They expand the programs year after year after year. And everyone here, including some of our legislator friends who are here, know no legislator is going to expand some program if their constituents don't like it, or if they don't want it, they won't do that. But when school choice is present, parents demand it because they want what's best for their kids. And so do all of us, for our kids and for the next generation. So thank you for being supporters of real freedom, the freedom to learn, and not just in our own families, but for our neighbors' children and all the children of this beautiful state. Thank you.
Thanks, Leslie. So next up, we have somebody that's just a real treat, a real wealth of information here in the state of Montana. He used to be the U.S. Attorney for the state of Montana, now serves as a member of the Montana State House of Representatives, and happened to be the legal counsel, the Montana counsel, on the Espinosa lawsuit on school choice that's going on right now. So what an expert in a lot of different areas. Please join me in welcoming Representative Bill Mercer.
Thanks, Jeff. Really a pleasure to be here and to talk. Really, let's reflect on where we were in 2015. The legislature acted very responsibly when it passed the legislation to create the tax credit program that we have been defending. And I want to actually share a message of what I think is hope, because we need to consider this on a continuum. This legislature passed the program. We began implementation of the program, and as oftentimes is the case, we immediately had litigation. And it was our honor as a law firm to serve as pro bono counsel to Espinoza and Ms. Anderson. And what I want to share in terms of hope is that we were successful in the district court, we were unsuccessful in the Supreme Court. But when you think of the long march that it's taken to get to where we are in terms of school choice in Montana, we made great progress. That case is going to continue. We hope that the U.S. Supreme Court will take the case. We'll be seeking cert there. And I assure you that the fight will continue not only in the courts, but if necessary, back in this body, in this building, where we will attempt to, if necessary, to restore what was created in the first instance. Obviously, we don't agree with what the Supreme Court did, and we'll hope to have a chance to prove that that ruling is constitutionally infirm. But the fight will continue. We need the support that galvanized the community before to create the program to continue. So glad that everyone is here. So glad to have the support that has existed, and we'll be counting on that going forward. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Representative Mercer. So school choice in Montana began almost 10 years ago, and it's been a constant struggle, and all along the way, those opposed to school choice have always said it will not happen here. But in every single state where school choice has been tried, and that's in 47 states now, the same arguments have been made. School choice will not happen here. And what's the bottom line? We have school choice in 47 states. Montana will continue to push forward. So next up, I'd like to introduce somebody that I've known for years, somebody that actually loves kids, has dedicated her entire life to the concept of every child being educated to their highest potential. It's my pleasure to introduce the Superintendent of Montana's Office of Public Instruction, Superintendent Elsie Arnson.
Good afternoon. Oh, one more time. Good afternoon. Oh, thank you. That's what I want to hear. You know, I should have brought my bell. That bell ringing about public schools, about opportunities, about private schools. But you know what that bell rang the most about? That bell rang about students. That's why I am here. I want to thank everyone for coming today and celebrating school choice, choice in education. Choice is based on students, not brick and mortar, not programs, but based on what student opportunities can be. I know as a mother and a grandmother and a teacher of 23 years, no student learns the same. We all learn differently. And as a legislator of 12 years, I know legislators too. You all learn differently as well. That's who we are. God graced us with this unique ability to look at opportunities uniquely. In my world, school choice is often looked at politically, but it is not. Choice should be on the student, should be on the opportunity that can be given to a student. Raise your hand if y'all agree with that. Woo-hoo! I like this class. I do. In Montana, we see students that travel between public and private, homeschool, and other institutions. And it's based on them. It's based on individualized learning. My job with public education is having inspiration within public school to offer a system in a community where public and private all work together at the benefit of a student. We have opportunities in Billings with the Career Center. We have a diesel mechanic program in Browning, an Ag Center in Kalispell, and the Bridger Charter Academy in Bozeman. And there are countless more that I have not annotated. And your job, legislators, your job, policymakers, is to provide that opportunity of flexibility and freedom based on students. So as Montana State Superintendent of Public Schools, I challenge you to put all of your emphasis on the student. They are our future. They are our Montana in our future. We will pass the torch to them. Help me in joining putting our Montana students wherever they might learn first. Thank you very much and bless you all.
Thank you, Superintendent Arnson. Next up, we have to remember that school choice isn't just happening in Montana, but it's happening across the United States. Some states are much further down the path to school choice, true school choice, than Montana is, but Montana has joined with that ideal, and we're moving forward. So let's remember that it's happening not just in Montana, but across the nation, and for that reason it's important that our federal representatives, members of Congress, are involved as well. So today we have letters being read by two representatives of two of our elected members of Congress. First up, we have a representative for Congressman Greg Gianforte that would like to speak.
Well, I was just in DC and they have some snow. I don't think it's gotten this cold though, so you're all amazing for coming out today to do this. I have a letter from Congressman Gianforte. Friends, I appreciate the invitation to join you today. I am sorry I'm not able to attend. It's an honor to serve you as Montana's lone voice in the U.S. House of Representatives. I appreciate the work that the Montana Family Foundation does in our state. Your knowledge and expertise help me be a strong voice for Montana. Thank you for all the work that this foundation does putting education at the forefront of their program. It's great to see this emphasis discussed with our legislators to continue to find affordable solutions to starting and continuing the education of our children. I want to make sure the future is bright for Montana kids and that they and their parents will continue to have the opportunity to choose the best way of learning. In Congress and throughout my life, I have believed that there is no one solution to anything, and education and schooling should be no different. As your representative in Washington, I will continue to be a strong voice for you. Hearing from you allows me to better represent Montana, and Montanans know best how to address the issues facing our state. Thank you again for all your hard work. I hope that you will enjoy the rest of your National School Choice Week. Know that my door is always open, and please contact me or my staff for anything. I am here to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett. And now we'll also have a letter from United States Senator Steve Daines.
Good afternoon. It's still snowing in Bozeman, so we're doing good here. I have a letter from Senator Daines. Dear friends, thank you for the opportunity to share a few words with you today here at the state capitol. As we honor National School Choice Week, I also want to thank the Montana Family Foundation for your hard work in putting together this important event. A good education is the cornerstone of a successful life. Every child deserves the opportunity to reach their full academic potential. That is why increasing educational options for students and families is so important. Every child is different and has academic needs. That's why, as your United States Senator, I sponsored the National School Choice Week resolution every year and was pleased to see it pass the Senate earlier this year. I'm also working hard to expand local control of schools and ensure that federal education dollars get where they belong, closer to the students in the classrooms. That's why I have sponsored the A+ Act while in the Senate, and I will be reintroducing it soon. This important bill would free states from burdensome federal regulations and better ensure academic achievement in schools. I want to close by thanking all of the educators at Montana for the incredible work that you do on behalf of our students and communities. Your work changes lives every single day. It's an honor to serve you in the U.S. Senate. If I can ever be of assistance, please do not hesitate to reach out. God bless. U.S. Senator Steve Daines.
Thank you. So just so that you know, I talked about school choice events happening all across the United States this week. Did you know that this event in Montana is one of over 3,000 school choice rallies that are going on this week? Is that not amazing? 3,000 rallies in every single state. And you understand by listening to the people that spoke here today that we are working on this and looking for solutions at every single level, all the way up from starting at the local level and working all the way up through the members of Congress. And every single person that spoke here today represented someone that is putting kids first, that's looking at each child as an individual and saying, what does that specific child need to succeed? And as long as we continue to do that, school choice is going to flourish at every single level in the state, and kids will be the ultimate beneficiaries. Do you agree? Yes. So this is not the only school choice event that's going on this week. There's another event tonight that's a forum, and I'd like to invite David Herbst to come down. David's with Americans for Prosperity. They are hosting an event tonight over at the Delta Hotel, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about that.
All right. Yeah, so this is my second time talking here, and you'd think I would remember to wear long johns, because last time I froze pretty good too. Thank you to the Montana Family Foundation for hosting this rally. AFU Montana is proud to work with you on school choice. Everyone, big applause for Jeff for organizing this whole thing. It's amazing. A little bit about me and AFU Montana. So we exist to break down barriers that prevent people from transformation, prevent people from transforming their lives from where they are to where they want to be. And school choice represents that idea for education. It represents students who want to, who are where they're at and they see a change that they want to make, and they're able to do that because they are empowered by statutory law to do so, but because they have the options to do so. So for so many people, they're happy with where they're at in school, and for so many kids, you know, they're treated in such a way that they are succeeding and being successful. But there are students who are failing now, who can do better, and by education, with educational choice and with educational opportunity, we can serve those students. So thank you so much for coming. We have the event tonight with Leslie, who's going to present new research on rural education, and we are looking forward to working with all the legislators here at the Capitol to increase the knowledge and skills and capacities of our students so that they can transform their lives and we can make a free and open society for all. Thank you very much for your time.
Right, thank you, David. Yeah, and I agree. I should have worn long johns too. So if I'm cold, you're cold. And I promised that we would keep the rally short. We're at the end, but before you leave, I want you to promise me something. I want you first to promise me that you'll all be back next year and we'll fill these steps like we always have in the past. And the other thing I want to promise me is that before you leave here, you will all grab at least one and maybe two more pieces of pizza because there's a lot left over. Thank you all. Thanks for coming.